Hey everybody, Mike Kaleikini, fractional CMO, and today's Friday, so I happen to be wearing red, honoring our veterans, and this one happens to be Folds of Honor, which is a nonprofit. My voice is still not completely back, so we're going to try to get through this. Um, Driving engagement, there's a number of different ways that you can do it using the right strategy and the right tactics within that strategy. I'm going to talk about a couple of the strategies that are out there, starting with things that are most probably known, like interactive, which is quizzes, polls, um, submitting comments and feedback, et cetera, et cetera. Those are things that can get you some interaction with your marketplace. BuzzFeed's real good with that one. They have their quizzes that are quite popular, and they get a lot of interaction from their readership. They're fun, they're shareable, they're easy to follow. There's a thing going around here on LinkedIn. I share it once in a while, and it's people that share these images that help you see from a different perspective, a different way to look at certain situations. I'll try to remember to post one of those as soon as I see it again. I'm seeing them a lot more often than usual. But those are things that are also, they give you a different way to look at things, a visual way, a visual representation. There's user-generated content, which is called UGC. A big deal for a lot of physical products. When you get somebody to actually come out and talk about your product, you got to be ready for the good, the bad, and the ugly, though. So, but here's how you can leverage that one too. If you do run into a lot of negative kind of UGC, you could use that as a means to either improve a product or pivot or do something of that nature. But for the most part, when you have users that are really behind your brand and they're honest about it, in other words, they're not literally paid or sponsored deals, and they're coming out with authenticity. They're coming out with a way for people that are just like them to look at it and go, oh, well, they're using it and it seems to be doing just fine for them, or it seems to be working like I would like it to work for me. So something good to think about is getting user generated content. And there are actual platforms out there where you can hire independently. You would send in your samples to the company, and the company sends it out to the user that then generates the content. And there's different ones you can get, the 15-second, the 30-second, the full 90-second, some of them will even go longer. And they'll give you the full brutal if you really want it. That's one you can definitely look for. Hosting virtual events. Now that can go anywhere from hosting a live, kind of like what I do on Mondays. And there are other influencers and top voices even here on LinkedIn that do that, all the way out to like a full-scale webinar or an online event where people can come in and hang out, Q&A sessions kind of thing, the AMA deal, ask me anything. I've seen people sit on lives and just wait for people to come in and ask questions about whatever the subject matter may be. Adobe does this very well. Every year, when they do their big conference, they bring in people from all over the world for those virtual events. And that's one of the big reasons that they still get a lot of engagement, is because of that conference. There's a thing called viral challenges. This one might be a little challenging in and of itself. Well, using that word often, but they can be a lot of fun and highly engaging. It depends. It depends on what the content is on or around that it might actually go viral. Great example, the ice bucket challenge. Most people remember that one. It pretty much went around the world. It was the ALS ice bucket challenge. It was supposed to mimic how it actually feels having the ailment of ALS. And everybody and their brother and sister were challenging each other. Celebrities obviously were challenging each other. I knew a lot of people that were challenging each other. It really did set off and go viral, and it got a lot of attention, and it raised a lot of money for them. So that's definitely another one you can do. Gamification. Not everybody really understands gamification. It literally involves just incorporating game-like elements into anything, especially your marketing. Could be like a fantasy football kind of thing. You have leaderboards, badges, rewards. Nike's Run Club, they have that. They got their little gamification, just to get people go out running. It's the motivation thing. You want to get a badge. I know some other challenges that are out there too that do very well. You either walk or run a certain amount of distance and they send you a medal. Yeah, there's an investment there that you have to make, but literally they're getting you to pay for the medal and getting you to go out and go do something, and then you remember them. These are all fairly easy to do if you put it in the right strategy and put the right strategy behind it. There's one more that most people are probably wondering, how come you haven't said influencers? I saved them for last. Influencers can be huge, but you have to make sure that they're aligned properly. And they're going to do the same thing. They're going to make sure that they're aligned with your core values, your company, what you sell, what you do. If you're somebody that's in the oil and gas industry and you're trying to get an influencer that's in the green realm, good luck. Probably not going to happen. And if it does, you probably got some green element in there that's promising to them. But here's the deal. If you're going to use an influencer, they can totally amplify your reach. Like, there are influencers here on LinkedIn that would be good just to follow and interact with. And I kind of had to relearn this today from someone that shared some information with me, that the influencers here on LinkedIn can help you build your network. And if you're interacting with them and commenting on their stuff, a lot of times they'll reply, especially if it's relevant. Like not the stuff like, hey, great work, or that was really cool. No, like if you really get into it and talk with them about the subject matter, and maybe even, grab a piece of it and hook into a little bit and give a little bit of value add to it, those influencers will reply, and that in turn tells their network that, oh, here's somebody else that they're talking to. I can tell you, every time that I've done it with an influencer or somebody that's in my industry, I've gotten a real bump in profile views. People come and check you out. People come and see what you're about. So using an influencer to improve your brand or improve your reach, definitely a good idea. Just make sure, kind of like, let's see, Daniel Wellington's influencer marketing campaign. That was a good one. There's been a number of other influencers that have been out there and in multiple niches, because I've seen everything from tech to as wild as cosplay. There are influencers out there that make Funko Pops amazing amounts of money and other stuff. So just make sure they're aligned with your brand, with your core values, and with what it is that you're actually putting out to the marketplace. It's not hard if you put the right strategies into play. It'll bring you the right tactics, and you'll use those particular strategies properly. You may only need one. You may need a mixture of one or two. You may need all of them. Every niche is different, but experiment, play with it. And if you have used any of these things, throw some comments down below, share the story. This is meant for the community, anybody that follows me, to go ahead and talk about, I've used this, I've done this, these were the results. And whether the results were good or not so good, we learned from each other one way or another. And you never know, the right person may come along and help you out, figure out why the last time that particular deal didn't work. There's a number of possibilities. If you need help with any of this stuff, fractional CMO is what I do. So I'm also able to help you. Information's free. Comment down below. I do my best to come back and try to answer every comment that pops in on this. All right. Thanks for watching. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Stay up, stay safe, stay healthy. Till next time. Ciao for now.